Hello, and welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it, If I Change My Mind, Will My Circumstances Change? Okay, that's something that have to be looked at very carefully. Because the idea of, if I change my mind, will my circumstances change? To a certain extent, is a rejection to the present moment experience, and it only comes from the false sense of self, other known as the ego. Because consciousness or essence or presence or God, if you want to use that term, doesn't give reality to illusions. You see? It's a total acceptance of what is. That's what love is total acceptance, embracing everything as is. It's like watching a movie and thinking that if I change my mind, will the movie change? No, the movie is just simply a play of lights projected onto a screen that has no effect on me. It's just simply a movie and that's it. I don't need to change my mind in order for the movie change. If anything, I need to change my mind to remember that it's a movie. Well, here, if I think in terms of if I change my mind, will my circumstances change? Is because I am believing that I'm a separate entity, that I'm believing in a world that is separate from me, and that circumstances somehow can have an effect on me. You see? But when I know the fact that I am, I don't need to change my mind so that my circumstances changes. I just need to change the way I'm looking at them so I can see through the illusory aspect of them. So when you're resting in the peace that you are, then you're just sort of like a witness of the experience. But if you forget who you are, then you're always trying to change the experience so that it somehow fits in the way you think it should look like, so you can be happy, so you can be at peace. But the essence of the fact that you are, it's already happy, or it is happiness, is peacefulness, is love, is what is. And when you rest in that, now circumstances has no effect on that, and you are that. You see where this is all pointing to? So when you hear questions about if I change my mind, will my circumstances change? The first question that I would ask is, who is the one asking that question? See? Because if there's no identification with a personal me, then that is just a question that arises that can be seen, and just like a cloud can continue its journey. Things change if they're supposed to change, and they won't change if they're not supposed to change, but whether they change or they don't change, it wouldn't matter because I am. And this is pointing to the fact that I am. Consciousness, beingness, whatever, does not give reality to what is illusory. You see? A movie screen that knows that it's a screen doesn't give reality to the movie projected onto it. It just simply is screening, it's just being. In spite of whatever movie you project onto it, has no effect on the screen. Well, you simply are. That's what is meant by being the screen. You simply are. And everything seems to be happening in the are-ness, in the isness that you are. And we're always pointing to the fact that you are. That's how you experience the peace that surpasses all understanding. That's how the resting in peace, just by the mere fact that you are. So these videos are always pointing to the fact that you are. Right now, you're being. In spite of what may be appearing in your world of appearances, thoughts, sensations, feelings, circumstances, none of that has an effect on the fact that you are. Well, we're pointing to that. And this is already, right now, you are being. You can never not be. And any thought that is trying to somehow judge your present experience, but what if? What if this happened? Or what if? These are just thoughts. When you're resting in the fact that I am, those thoughts has no effect on the fact that, again, that you are. And this is where all this is pointing to. And I just watch life unfold. And actually, you're watching, so to speak, or is being witness of life unfolding. Thoughts appear, sensations appear, actions may seem to take place. I think the Buddha used to say, deeds are done, but there's no doer thereof. Action takes place, deeds are done, but there's no doer thereof. So it's just life unfolding. Right now, notice how life, in the unfoldment of life, there's an appearance of a me sharing a video, and there's an appearance of a you listening to it. But this is just part of the play, or the part of the seeming play. So from the moment you wake up in the morning, or the character wakes up in the morning, the play unfolds. Nothing needs to be changed. Nothing needs to be unaltered. You just simply live alone. And you see how it resolves itself. And there's no issue about things should be this way or not. The things are the way they are. And that has no effect on the peace that you are. And this is happening always. This is the natural, this is what you are right now. You're being that peace. You're being that space, like, if you want to use that term, in which all of this seems to manifest. In the seeming you, the thoughts, the sensations, and everything, but you simply are. And this is pointing to the fact that you are, and you are that. Well, this is inspiration that came through. I hope it served. And as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can become evident.